Hey guys, it's Jen. Today I wanted to talk about a little bit about parenting and the things that people don't tell us. We all know that there's books out there that you read for probably every stage of parenting, from when you're, what to expect when expecting, and up through, toddlers and teenagers and kids. There's tons of books that you can read, and everybody knows parents. Like themselves, that are glad to offer up advice. But the one thing, there's tons of stuff that people don't tell us. We're not experts, and it's a learning experience. We're learning every day as time goes on. So some of the things that, it's nice to know that people don't tell us very often are, everyone is self-conscious of their parenting. Everyone is going to doubt themselves. Everybody will worry if they're making the right decisions, if they're being too strict, if they're not being strict enough. So you're not one that's out there worrying. Every child is different. You're going to get suggestions and tips from everybody. And even if you're asking for the suggestions and tips, just try to keep in mind that every child is different. So what works for one child might not work for another child. And, there's no normal. And what that means, what I mean by that is, we want so badly to get back to our normal routine and normal sleep. It's not always, there's not always a normal right away, and it's going to take time to get back to that. It's always good to hear somebody tell you to make sure you get on a schedule and get on a schedule right away. If you want to sleep again, then you're definitely going to want to get on to a schedule. Don't care what other people say. It is really hard to hear, but let's think about it for a minute. People are going to have suggestions, and people have opinions. If you don't do or try their suggestions or opinions, they might tell you that you're doing something wrong, but they don't know you, and they don't know your child, and they're not raising your child. You're doing what you feel is right for your child. So, it's just, don't worry about what they say. You're not doing anything wrong, and prepare yourself for the unexpected. There's no expectations when you're raising your kids. Things will change at the drop of a dime. You might have to, change your baby's outfit right before you walk out the door to go to work, and that's going to make you late. Or your son could come home and he is going to tell you that he needs a brand new pair of khakis for his school play tomorrow. So expected. You never know what's going to happen. Your children are constantly changing, and they're constantly going through different phases. So you might think that you have things down. You might think, you have your schedule down and a routine down, and the next thing you know, something happens and it's like a completely different day, a completely different child. So as much as your children are growing and changing, you have to grow and change and adapt with them. And your children are going to love you unconditionally. Even on your bad days, they're still going to be your number one fan, and they're going to love you the most. They're the only ones that can usually turn a bad day into a good day, but here's the important part of parenting. You just try to keep in mind that you're not doing anything wrong. Parenting is hard, and it's so worth it in the end, that it's worth all the struggles, it's worth the tears, it's worth the stress. It might not seem like it in the moment at times, but it truly is. I'd love to hear from you guys, things that you wish you had known going into parenting. So just leave some comments below, and have a good night.